welcome once again with Markus so he can share his experiences, his insights, his wisdom. Hello, Markus, again.
Hello, Rocio. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Okay, we all these topics that we talking, you may talk a lot about that on your book, but these videos are just so people have more resources to to learn and to know. So let's start today with something that you talk about a lot, that is about programming. Like you say, we act like robots and we don't even know it. Like, can you explain more about this?
We can go deep in it, of course, but the intention of these or this interview or these talks here is only to invite you that you go to a retreat and profound what we are actually talking, because now it's only information. Makes not much sense in my point of view. It's somebody, you listen to somebody and he's talking about fasting and whatever. You have to make your own experience. So all these talks, what we're doing is actually to make you curious, that you sooner or later attend one of the retreats, so that you can make your own experience. So next year, in what was it, May, I will be in UK. Next month I will be in Canada. So even for English speaking people. Um, there is opening more and more the retreats, because when you do not know how the game works, then you can listen to talks, you can listen to or read books, whatever. That's paper, and that's somebody who is talking and sharing his experience, but you have to do your own experience. So therefore, everything what we're doing here is actually only to tease you a little bit. It's a teaser that you maybe get sooner or later so curious that you want to make your own experience. Okay.
That's right.
Robots, it's easy because ego, the person you think you are, is somebody who is programmed to think he is, for example, Marcos, Rocio, or whatever, thinking I'm a man or I'm a woman. No, I'm using the body of a man, but who is thinking he is the body, is the personality, the person, the character, what you think you are. That's the ego. The soul or the consciousness, what you really are, you can't program, because it's the full consciousness. When you're in full consciousness, then you can then you live in the presence, and then nothing is. This is you know the game, and then you can't be programmed. So for programming, I need something fictionary, some voluntary. Ignorant. That's you. You as ego. You as ego is to be able to program. That's the point. Therefore, that's actually the existence of our ego, to program the ego, and then you follow up programs that others were telling you. For example, to eat, to drink, to work, to gain money, to dress, all the cultural patterns and believings comes from all religion, immerse, are programs from others, and you follow these programs, these believings. But who is believing? Uh, Always the one you are not. That
The
means
ego.
the ego, the personality, the character, because the soul or the consciousness knows everything, knows the game. So the consciousness, the matrix can't manipulate the consciousness, or the soul, or whatever you want to call it, your the true being. So the system needs some voluntarily, what do you
Needed
call them?
people.
Yeah. But you do it unconsciously. I know it's not in your conscious that you, because the system needs ignorance, needs people who are easily believing, easily fall in the trap of beliefs. And therefore, you are created, you're not were born this way. You are created from society, from your parents, to be someone you are not. And that's also is a problem because when you are causes internal and external friction because you're doing something but you don't want to do. Who wants to work? Who wants to do something what he don't like? Who wants to be obedient? Uh,
Yeah,
Nobody wants to be obedient because it's a force outside who force you to do something what you don't like. So and then you are obedient, but you were trained and programmed to obedient through school. For example, you can see the first years at school, children don't want to sit 4 hours or 6 hours. That's terrible. Children want to play, move wherever they want to move. But this is how you will be forced to sit there, and then you were, what do you say, um, when you get punished because you are not obedient and so on. And then that's the program. And then in the end, you are very obedient because when I'm not obedient, then I get no attention and I will always be treated negatively because I want to be because you're also in a program of searching for love. So you want to be accepted in society, in the group, or wherever. So in the end, you are obedient and then you are completely slave. Of course, you think you're free, but that's the game. It's a nice phrase. The perfect slave is the slave who thinks he's free. So you think you're free, but who is free here? When you depend on food, when you depend on money, and on top you search for love, who can be free this way? Please don't be so ignorant and so naive. When you depend on somebody or something that demands you, then there's no freedom. And to control the system, I need ignorant slaves. They actually don't understand nothing about the game and the system, and so the game and the system plays with them.
for some
That's
people,
all.
that you're saying is very hard to reach because the program are so deep inside the mind, and they
Yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
tell you, wow, but if I don't work, how can I pay my rent? How can I raise my children? So you mainly saying, just trust the process, everything will be fine, just do what feels good, what makes you happy, and all
Yeah,
will come to you.
yeah. There are two things here because you tell, for example, how to get money. It's a question about trust and understand the game, but to take care of your children. When you are a slave, understand first you're a slave. A slave will always train and educate another slave. So you're training your children to be slaves, obedient, be a copy of you. You are unhappy, and then you form another one who will be unhappy sooner or later. So that's actually responsibility of parenthood, but the most parents have no clue about it. But anyway, um, uh, and then the problem here is that you have to understand what's actually happening. Who who has knowledge, and the knowledge, as I tried to tell you, knows the consciousness. You are has the knowledge. It has the access to the universal mind. Everything what happened in the universe, whenever it's stored in a big database called universal mind.
Is
So
that the Akashi
you
mind?
well, somebody told the Akashi, but it will be always a little bit easy terms because with terms what somebody else has invited, and you get easily confused. But
Mm-hmm.
everything what happens in the universe will be stored in one database, and this database is actually the universal mind. Okay, for me, mind is not something physically or no, it's only a database. And you form your universal, your individual mind by ego, And you think your experience is very important, but let's say it's formed example, the easiest example to understand. For example, horses. Horses know by instinct fire is dangerous. So no, never ever a horse, even a young one, will touch fire. But why humans touch fire? That's the problem, because animals always get in touch to the universal mind. So when some horse made an experience, then it is stored. Also, you can the investigation about the 100 monkey. There's a very nice study about the 100 monkey. Then when a group of monkeys made their experience and shared them, and on from the 100 monkey on ahead, 99 and then 100 ahead, it is stored in a data. Nobody knows where it's stored. Oh, but for me it's easy. It's stored in the universal mind. So every other monkey can access actually this knowledge, and then they know exactly what to do. And that's with positive as negative experience. So we can access this as well, but not with your ego or with our ego or our personality. We form our individual mind, and this individual mind is actually useless, because you think you make an experience, but when the experience is already made, for what purpose I have to repeat? For what purpose I have to repeat to touch fire when a human already touched fire? And I could access actually babies access this, because babies are still in consciousness, and so they know where's the danger. But by later on ego,
When
and
you
then you
don't
get
have ego.
step. Exactly. Then you are still in your consciousness, and so your consciousness knows exactly where's the danger. But then later on, there comes this fiction avatar, ego, like a cover over you, and then you get blind. Actually, literally blind, because now you can see where's the danger, but then you can't see the danger. As baby, you can see it, but later on, no. And that's easy to understand, because later on you access only your individual mind, your ego mind. But in the first years before ego, you access the universal mind. So there's actually the big difference and the problem of the whole game. So we have to go back to access the universal mind, and then we know the best future for us. So actually, our ego can't access this. So therefore, the system maintains your ego alive. And how you can maintain your ego alive? Maintain it busy. Maintain it busy by reading books. Maintain it busy by using the cell phone. Maintain it busy by working. Maintaining busy by searching for money, searching for love. Maintaining busy to search in delusion. Delusion ego, search something in delusion. That's only by thinking clearly, it should be for everybody clear. That's nonsense. So, but you were programmed this way, that you follow up ideas, mainly ideas from your parents. So, as I mentioned, your parents are slaves, so where you were trained and programmed to be slaves. Your parents are addicted, so you were trained to be an addicted. So it's very easy to understand. It's not so complicated, and everybody can experience it by his own. But the most who say no, 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 no. Who says no? Who
Me.
is defending his beliefs? That's called what was it called? What was the name for it? Um, when internally you have a believing, and this belief you will try to defend. Uh, and it's a name for it. It's right now. It's gone in my mind. But anyway, to understand that you always defend what you believe on, because when your belief falls down, then it's like a big abyss, big hole. Ooh, it's emptiness. So, ooh, what should come next? When this is a lie, then you hold on your lies instead of observe uh, what I'm doing actually, why I'm believing. Because who believes? It's the ego or the ego. So you should stop belief. You should believe in nothing. Why you should believe or believe in something? So belief is something with the ego you hold on. To trust is something different, or to have faith. But the faith, no, religious faith is the same like belief. I mean, truly faith in what you are really are. And then you can see with observing your body. That's some two different things. Most always thinking by faith something religiously, and then you're lost again. Now, faith is something that's inside you that I can see and observe, and then now I will trust to myself because myself, the true self, knows the best for me. And that's it. Easy. Uh, of course, who believes or he has fears? Uh, who is afraid of what? We are here in an illusion. So I should be afraid of death, for example. Death is now I have this shirt on, and maybe tomorrow I have another shirt. So that's the problem. But you think you are the body and you're attached to your body, attached to your family, attached to everything, to all the illusions. And this attachment is actually very, very the biggest problem I always see in people because you are attached to the illusion, and then automatically it's a chain that when you hold something, it's a chain for your soul or for your consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So in the moment you release and say, okay, I understand the game that I'm not the body, then everything what I'm holding is nonsense. Yeah, of course, it's a database. Database is not something local. Your mind is not locally here or here or here or here or then inside of the brain. It's of course because you can access it wherever you want to be in the world or in the universe. You and so information is outside of time and space. It's very important to understand because the most people get in the zone of space. It's only here or there or wherever. No, it's everywhere. Like our soul, there's only one soul, and we are everywhere. The idea of separation is only an idea we think we are living in.
Okay. And our conscious is so powerful, our consciousness is so powerful that we can create our reality only by a thought. And when we even talk, it makes it more powerful when we express it with words. And therefore, we are creating a reality about what we think, and that's why they program us to manipulate us. So if we are in fear, we create a reality of fear. But if you trust the process, you relax, and you create a wonderful life that flows freely.
What I try to explain, your soul, your consciousness knows the best path for you. So you can't know it. But by the idea of separation, or by the idea you have to learn, you have to make experience, you have to evolve, you have to do evolution. Humanity has to do evolution or whatever they invented to distract you. But when you understand it, that everything what happened already hasn't to be repeated, makes no sense. For what purpose I have to repeat or make the same error like my neighbor? Because we are in the end one. And then for one, it makes no sense. This one makes repeatedly the same nonsense over and over again. But that's the idea of separation, what we have, and then we get with the idea of separation with the ego. Of course, we are one spark or one drop of the ocean, um, but in the end, as consciousness, a drop of everything, and I only want to do maybe an experience. So the only one who can make an experience is your soul. But the soul don't want to have a repeated experience like touching fire. So makes not much sense in this way. All your suffering is also makes no sense because when somebody already made the experience, because of course suffering is only a term. Actually, it's only a but when the experience is already made, so why I have to repeat it? That's because of your ego, of your idea of separation. But you can get again to the universal mind by doing nothing, and then you get the access again, and you be guided perfectly to that what you actually or what your soul actually want to do here in this illusion. Your soul don't want to get money and be rich. That's please, who thinks no, I want to help, maybe whatever. Also, take it easy. Observe who or what drives you to this belief and to this action. It's very important.
So, will you agree if I say that we respond according to our level of consciousness, and the being could never cause harm, but the ego is the one that can cause harm?
Of course, as in the former videos we talked, for example, illness, to be sick. You can't be sick when you live in pure consciousness. You can't hurt yourself when you're in pure consciousness. So I frequently, when I'm a little bit lost, then I hurt myself, but I receive it like a message, not with something that I again in what I have done. No, not with casting yourself. That makes no sense. So you always it's a message. Thank you. I got lost again in my mind, and I was stuck in my personality, and then stop back, calm down, observe. So when you see these points in your life, then it's very easy. But mainly we're trapped in beliefs, in ideas of as I mentioned, the idea of separate I, me. I'm most important. The me, you're not born as me. You were programmed to be you, and that's it's different. It's different, and then you can observe who is talking about himself. Who delusion is talking about delusion. So it makes no sense at all what you're actually doing. Makes no sense. But I know that most people will defend this um, dissonance, cognitive dissonance. It's called. You know, it's
Yes.
I can remember cognitive dissonance. When you have a belief inside, and then something outside is against your beliefs, then you will try to defend your believing. Because otherwise it's a friction. Because otherwise outside is one movement, and inside is my beliefs, and then that do not correlate, and so you try to defend your beliefs. But observe that we always talking here is to have to learn to observe, not to believe. Who believes is the one you are not. You should start to observe.
And
Even
when
the
we say
observer,
observe,
even the ego or the observer is the ego person. It's
yeah,
also
I just
important.
wanted to clarify that when you talk about observes, it means no judgment. It means no, this is not good, this is not bad, it is as it is. That's observe.
Exactly. No classification, no judgment, no nothing. Only observe. Like you observe a movie, but then you get doing your opinion. Then you classify. Oh, I have done this bad, and that's even worse when you're casting yourself and say, "Oh, I did something bad," and so on. No. I have made a mistake to learn. That's it. But actually, you do not have to learn. Then you have to go to this stage that you understand you have to. Uh, you do not have to learn something. Nothing. That's very nice when you understand that by doing nothing, everything is done. Because then the action comes by your soul, because your soul knows exactly what to do in this game. You were programmed to do what the game wants that you do.
Amazing, Marcos. Thank you very much for all this with us, and we hope to see you soon.
Take off internet and everything, and or turn off every electricity, and also shut down the connection to the outside world, and will be in a retreat with a group. That's actually what we prepare ourselves for the future humanity in the wilderness with very simple life. Now in the summertime here in Spain, very easy. There's a river. There's a tent, and that's it.
Oh, that's
There's
nice.
nothing. You do have to do nothing, and that's it. Enjoy only be in this body. Enjoy
Enjoy the
living.
peace.
Enjoy being. That's very nice because then there is no anxiety. There is no stress. No nothing. That's very 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 good. And that's actually I'm inviting people, but first they have to. Leave their life they have right now, because the life you have right now is an illusion. So how you can get into a free life when you're attached to your slavery? So decide, when you want the blue pill, take your blue pill, but when you want the red pill, then you have to get rid of your former life, otherwise makes no sense. So thank you for the invitation again. Then we see us maybe in 1 month or so.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, Marcos.
Bye
I
bye.
hope you have a great retreat. Bye bye.
Bye bye.